Welcome to My Life on Paper. I am Brianna, and welcome to the second day of Series 14 of Christy's Beautiful Life in her 30 Days of Sketches. Today's sketch is by Shawn Lahr. It's a beautiful 2-page sketch, and it is also the first Saturday of the month, which means it's Stamp It Like It's Hot. And our prompt today is Ombre, which you're going to have to wait all the way till the end to see me do. So, if you're new to my channel, my husband and I have gone to a lot of concerts. Well, a lot of concerts, period, but Soul Asylum is probably our favorite. There are a 90s band. If you know Runaway Train, that is Soul Asylum. So this was Summerfest in Milwaukee, where they were playing. We've seen them all over, from like little bars to state fairs and stuff like that. But anyway, I always take a bunch of pictures, and I have this collage of a 2-page spread, and this is perfect for this. The interesting part about these photos is that I was getting photos ready for Christy's Beautiful Life in her 30 Days of Sketches back in January when we were on an airplane, and it just gave me something to do for, I don't know if it was an hour and a half down and an hour and a half back on the airplane. And I use like 4x6 pieces of paper that go in these iris containers with my photos. And I even went as far as for the 2x2 photos, I like tore the photo to kind of give me an idea of what I was thinking. And then I made notes on my 4x6 piece of paper. So I am all ready to go here. And now I'm just trimming them down. And you'll see I am careful with, I might take a little bit off the top and a little bit off the bottom just to make sure that I've got the right placement of where I want the photo, that 4x4. So these are Scrapbook Generation, and they're their very own line. And these one are kind of concert things, which can be used for like kids concerts or rock concerts. It talks about recitals. There's a lot of different words with these. So I am looking for the kind of the stripes to go on the bottom. I know I'm going to have to use something else. I don't have double pages of anything, so I know I'm going to have to find something else for the kind of the background that goes over the background. And that's where I bring this stack of paper in. And this is, I believe, from a Recollections paper pad. And I was very kind of excited that I felt this went really well with the other collection. Now, I'm not actually even going to use those Recollection stripes because this collection I've had forever, and those stripes have other things on the other side. So they're very versatile. So I want to use the older stash up first. I will still use the embellishments from the Scrapbook Generation collection, but I'm looking to see what two patterns might I have for the background that'll go together with the stripes. I have the flags or the polka dots. The polka dots went out. I think I knew that's what I wanted to do as soon as I found it. And then later I will find something to tuck in onto the sides of the polka dots. So I start off by trimming it 11 by 11. And I know that the stripe is going to cover up the bottom. So I'm kind of checking to see after I cut the first one, is this going to work? And I decided, yep, that's going to work perfectly. So I'll cut the other side down to 11 by 11. And then I save those other 2 pieces, those 1-inch strips, in case I need them in the future. So I will glue those down right away since I know that's what I'm starting off with. I use my ATG adhesive, and then I will lay my photos out kind of where I want them, and then I will trim the strips down and place those. This gives me a little bit of trouble. I have to pick it up again and move it around. It wasn't the easiest for me to get it down straight the first time, or the second time for that matter, but it works. So I do, this is the inch that I was using, that I cut down. So I'm just trying to see, is it an inch strip that I want, or do I want it bigger? And so I will actually grab out the other strip, and from that point decide I want to make it about 1.5 inches. And you'll see me do that here, and I'll make 2 of them right away, one for each side of the layout. Down below you'll find a playlist of everyone that's playing along with Christy's Beautiful Life in her 30 Days of Sketches. The sketches are all made by scrapbookers, which maybe all sketches are made by scrapbookers, but it's all people that are on Christy's Facebook group that just volunteered to make a sketch. So that's pretty cool. It's exclusive to this Series 14. And I will have the Facebook group listed below as well as the playlist. Stamp It Like It's Hot also has a playlist, so watch for that below as well. You can see everybody's take on Ombre. Here I am adhering the striped strips down, and then I should be getting the rest of the pictures down. When I was thinking of the prompt of Ombre, I really thought I was going to make my title out of letters and do the letters ombre. I, in a moment, end up finding a different title, and so I go with that instead, and then I have to figure out, well, if my title is done, what the heck am I going to ombre? This is one of the embellishment sheets with the collection. You can see there's just a lot to pick from. So not only banners, but squares and hearts and photo corners, lots of things. So there's one large piece that says love, and I'm going to use that for my title. It has a musical staff in the middle of the O, and I'm trimming it so that it gets the same amount of white spot all around the image. And I think I actually do even still pick up my scissors. My favorite scissors that I love to talk about, it's a Tim Holtz serrated scissors. Here I go. And so I'm just trimming off a little bit more of that white. And then what's next? I don't know, and that's why I'm tapping my finger. I do get out some circles. There you go. And that has with the title a circular image, and at first I thought I might cut out 2 circles because my circle is not going to be as big as what is in the sketch. So I trim this out, and notice I move the paper, not the scissors, to get a nice good cut on it. And I'm only going to end up using half of this because that is what it's like in the sketch. But I'm going to get out my, I don't even know how big it is. It might be a 4-inch circle punch. And I'm going to back that circle, and that way it's closer to the dimensions to the sketch. And there I go. Just laying things out, seeing how I like it. I pull out some musical washi tape, which is pretty cool because I often forget I even have that. I don't think that I've used it at all before. So I'm going to continue to cut some things out from the embellishment. Well, it's not really embellishment. Well, it is. It's a cut apart sheet. Just picking out some kind of fishtail banner type things, and then I'll grab my Creative Memories circle punch and punch out some circles. This is a longer video, but it is a double page layout. I didn't feel, I mean, it certainly did take me at least an hour, but I didn't feel like it took me like super extra long at all, if that makes sense at all. I'm not sure if it makes sense to me right now. And I much more enjoy punching these out with the circle punch rather than hand cutting them out, even if I get it kind of cattywampus and not exactly straight on. It's a nice smoother cut than me trying to do it with my scissors. So I really like these arrows, and I debated because I already had this one strip, so I plopped it in there. I didn't know if I wanted my arrows going up and down, but I did decide to keep them that way. I'll trim that down. I don't think I do the other side right away. I think I go ahead and like finish the right side of the page. But I do use liquid glue, and that is nice because I could wiggle it around and kind of get the angle that I wanted to. So here goes. Yep, see, you can see I'm still wiggling it around. But then I'll get these pictures. I believe I glue the pictures down with my ATG. Oh, I'm going to trim up this banner a little bit first. And then I do like glue all those pictures except for the 2x2 down, and I think that was just an oversight on my part because that'll come in later. I want to try my best to do every days of the 30 days of sketches, but I'm already off to a rocky start. Filming this the night before, and I work this weekend, so I have a feeling I'm going to end up missing a couple days again, just like I did last month with February's Follow Sketch February. But I do promise that in April I will be finishing up all the sketches from February and March that I haven't gotten to. So more sketches to come in April. So now you can see I am adhering those little kind of fishtail banners around. And instead of the arrows that are on the sketch, I was just using the little banners. And I've got some circles, and I think the circles are actually what's on the sketch as well. Here I'm trying to cover up this lady's head without making it obvious that I'm covering up her head. And I think it ends up where like her nose is peeking out, but I think there's enough embellishment there that you won't kind of notice what's going on around. I do not know that lady. That banner says musical evening, and then the one on the right says play it again. And then on the one and on the right page up on the left says born to perform. You can see love. What else do I got going there? I don't think, yep, I'm gluing that. And I'm doing the left hand side, and I will, I'm going to use my glue, my liquid glue for that, because I liked, kind of measure, see how long it should be. And then I was going to just tear it, which actually is going to work really good. But I'm like, well, make sure it's on the, make sure you're tearing it on the right side, because who knows if the measurements are the same on the right and the left. So trimmed it down just by tearing it, and using the liquid glue so I can, again, move it around a little bit before it dries and get the angle that I want. Here, this banner says worth 1,000 words, and that'll go on the left hand side on the bottom. And then I just want to have one more banner left after that. Dave Pierner is the lead singer of the group. The guy in the stripes, that's Ryan. The guy in the 2x2 pictures is Jeremy. And then the one on the right hand side that is giving Dave his drink of water, that is Janine. That's his stage manager. She's on the right side on the left lower corner. I think I haven't asked this question in a while, but do you scrapbook chronologically? So I like to think I scrapbook chronologically. Okay, so that one that I just put down says concert to remember. But with doing these videos and grabbing the pictures for the sketches, I do kind of jump around a little bit, but boy, I'm current up through kind of like last Easter, so I'm a year behind. I don't want to say behind because that's kind of a bad word, right? No one's behind you. It is what it is. So, all right. So here I am working on where she has her title. I don't have any journaling spot. I'm confident that I could do that somewhere on the page. I would put a tag that I could journal some. There will be some other layouts associated probably with Summerfest and that where I can do more journaling, so I'm not too concerned with it. So I've kind of left the journaling spot off, and there's oh yeah, because right here is where the journaling spot is in the sketch. So I get that down, and then I'm going to work on my stamping, which I find kind of exciting because I don't, this is where I decide, whoops, I didn't glue down my 2x2 pictures. I don't use my stamps enough, and these prompts are just super exciting. So here are just the random stamps that I pull out, and I was really thinking about using that guitar. I've used that on a different sketch, but I will pull out, I end up using the July stamp, and it just says JUL, and I just love this, and it's from Layle by Mail, Layle. This, yeah, is just cool because you could use this on a lot of scrapbook layouts, and you could do it ombre, or you could do it in a solid color, and you can do it in 5 million different colors. So these are, I have the old Close to My Hearts from 20 years ago, and they're still nice and juicy and everything. So I had a lot to pick out. And they pretty well, I found 3 that matched up with this, with that circle. So the 3 colors are Sunflower, Parchment, and Autumn Terracotta. And I will line them up so that the lightest one is on the bottom, which is Parchment, and then the middle one is the Autumn Terracotta, and then the top one is Sunflower. I'm totally wrong. The bottom one is Parchment, the middle one is Sunflower, and the top is Autumn Terracotta, which is the darkest. So when I'm doing like a overlap, because you can see I did that, I will stamp the darkest last. So the Parchment gets to stamp lightest. So when I'm like now going with Sunflower, the Parchment won't show on the Sunflower, right? And same thing with on the Terracotta. So that's how I did that. I've seen other places where you can use one of those stamp placement things. I have a Misty, like a Misty, and you do the first one first, and then you clean it off, and you do the second one. I just went for it, man. And I'll do the same thing with the 7. So this was July 7th. So I go on the lightest, and on the bottom I put the Sunflower, and the top I put the Autumn Terracotta, in the middle is the Parchment, and it is ombre'd up and down where the July is left and right, but I like the way that all turns out. It wouldn't make sense to do the 7 the other way. And really it wouldn't make sense to do the July the other way, so it all works out. But I am pretty pleased with myself. This was a first try for me. You never know how it goes, but July 7th of last year, 2023. But this will be in the 23 album, and I put them on foam tape. I cut this too big, I make it smaller, I stick it on there, I cut it lengthwise to go on the 7, and then I'm going to stick them down on the striped paper. And then it's interesting because I mirror my screen to my laptop, and as I'm looking at the layout on the laptop, like looking at it, I thought it was fine. On the laptop, I'm like, ooh, I don't like the way that looks. So I just move it up a little bit so it's not on that striped, and I really like it. So, all right, I want to thank you guys so much for sticking with me through till the end, and have a fabulous day, and please come back and see me again soon.